Man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the whole thing. I've never gone camping like this before for 7 days. All the camping I've done, there's always been a car nearby. Going in, it's snowing out there. I'm filled, there's experienced hunters everywhere here. I'm not even sure what the right gear is to wear. And I've never shot anything. Shot my rifle plenty of times now, feel good about that. But getting buck fever, that whole thing, and just a whole new experience. I'm nervous and excited at the same time.
I first came into the Frank Church Wilderness back in 1991 when my father brought me in here for a graduation gift from high school before I left the United States Air Force. And immediately fell in love with the area. That first year, it was really cold. We had snow. My dad took me out and we went over to a mountain called Pongo Mountain. And we had 5 bighorn rams bedded down right in front of us. And then right above them, a whole herd of elk were skyline crossing. A couple of nice bulls in there. And I returned almost every year for several years until, of course, life took over for a little while and had to take about a 10-year break. And just each year I come into the Frank Church, it kind of reminds me that you have to realize how small you are in life and what it was like to survive in this country back when they first settled it. A few miles upriver up here is some Indian pictographs, some Native American art showing the sheep eater tribe that was in this area that roamed around and hunted the bighorn sheep. And it really puts in perspective how rough and rugged this country is. In fact, this is the only wilderness area in the lower 48 that you can fly into. Otherwise, you have to be in Alaska or Canada. So here we are in Idaho, and you have to take a bush plane to get into our hunting camp. And Russ, my buddy sitting next to me right over here, we've chased a few elk around these mountains. A couple of years ago, we killed a couple of bulls together up on Pongo. Probably my favorite mountain in this whole area. And then about a year ago, I got a hold of Pat and asked if he wanted to come in and join me. And Pat had this great idea of getting his buddy Troy, who had never hunted before, ever, to come in with us and try and learn how to hunt and see what the hunt was all about. I mean, this area is very rich with game, so it's a great place to bring a new hunter in. Even though Troy is not young by any means, I think he learned what these mountains really are. They're steep, they're rugged, there's no give at all. You make a mistake and it's on you.
Yeah, your dad and you were a big reason why I came.
Yeah.
Many years ago, and then my dad came in with us a few times, and you and him sat and BS'd. And
while you were climbing the mountains, I'd spend time with your dad hanging around the campfire.
Yeah, we had a good time, and and he passed away here in April of this year. And for some reason, you said this has a special bond with people, and it does. There's something unique about sitting around a fire. There's something unique about the stories that are told by the people that come that you didn't know before you got here, and that bond is created. And when he passed away, I just, there was something calling me to bring his ashes here this year, and walked up to East Fork. And
you're gonna make me cry.
No, don't cry. But it's kind of a funny story because I got him this really good bag that said, I think it was on sale or something. And I went up to East Fork and shot a 4-point, and I had walkie-talkies back then, and I said, hey, we can stay another night here. And he goes, heck no, I'm getting the heck out of here. So he packed up the whole spike camp. I think he was 75 at the time, and walked all the way back, and I trucked it over. And so that's where we ended up taking him, his ashes up there. Just something called to me about this place to leave a little bit of him here forever. It's just one of those kind of weird bonds.
It is. That's the Frank Church. It really is. That's the Frank.
Yeah, so it's either 6 or 7. I don't know what time it is. happens. But it's raining. And we thought it might be snowing, but the rain's a different thing. But it's not too bad. It just sounds a lot louder with tennis. Dark, and we're going to be hitting the trails before light, so they're going straight up. So that's a little weird looking at that. But really excited. Just can't wait to get started with the day and see what it brings. I'm nervous about seeing my first buck and you guys saying, "This is it, Herm. This is what you take." I want to make sure that I find the right animal and I'm able to shoot it in an ethical manner where it goes down. Okay, so it's about 1:30 p.m. on the first day of our hunt here at Thomas Creek in Frank Church Wilderness. And we've gotten up about 6,000 feet. It's steeper than I thought it was going to be, but I like it. And I'm having a ball just kind of being out here. Deer come up quickly. They come up fast. Didn't see any bucks, so I don't know how fast they will come out, if they come out as fast as the does do. Learned a lot about glassing, about looking at grids, how that goes. It's not just looking for deer, but looking for where they sleep, looking for eating patterns, that sort of stuff. I learned that sometimes you're not hunting, but you're hiking with rifles, which is kind of what we did today, which was just, hey, it's fine by me. I had a blast. All right, day two. It's about 1 o'clock. We just got done eating in the sun. Now we're back on a trail, and it got really, really cold immediately. Hiked and saw a bunch of does, but didn't see any bucks at all. Well, saw one buck. One buck, but he was just a really, really little guy. We're going to head back and see what we can see with the sun coming down the other side, and then probably stop and glass a bit and see if we see anybody coming down the hills. So that's where we are.
Hey Herm, ready to go kill a buck today? How'd you sleep last night?
Good.
How cold did it get?
Really cold. -1, people are saying. Very, very cold. Just go now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We found a buck down here with a couple of does. It's about 200 yards out. It's laying down, looking the opposite way. So we're just gonna wait to stand up, and I'm gonna take him out. So the biggest thing, first, when you say, "Hey, get down here," here he is. I'm like, oh my God, don't miss, don't miss. You know, that's the biggest thing. I got my rifle set up on my trigger stick, and of course, it's bopping around. I can't get my breath under control. It took me a good 5 minutes to take my hand and grab it down there on the actual trigger stick. That settled down. Got an elbow on a knee. Everything kind of started slowing down once I kept him in my scope, kept him in my sights. Had a leg cramp. Had to stand up twice, but found out if I'm sitting instead of kneeling, that's certainly a better way to go. And I felt good. I felt took a lot of deep breaths through the nose, out the mouth a little bit, and then kind of ran through my mind. So I think I was ready. I think I was ready for it. We'll see. Next one comes around. First light, we had deer right below us. We had some deer on the far ridge, and then Pat spotted a couple of deer right in front of us. They started to feed out of the draw. There's about 7 or 8 does, a nice little 3-point buck, and they're 3x3 mule deer buck in there. We're see if we can get Troy on them. They're at 338 yards right now. We've got a ridge between us, and we're going to try and cut the distance down to about 150 yards and see if we can get it done. Okay, there he is.
Nice.
The first buck.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you, pal. Thanks, Hoggy.
That is awesome. That's a good buck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, he piled up, didn't he?
And he gave us a run for our money tracking him down.
Yeah.
We're good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And
So-
thank you, Jason.
So your first buck,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
I think all the preparation's been worth it. This was a great experience. A great experience. I want to keep doing it. It was great.
Sweet. I'm happy for you. I think this is like I said, this is a good animal. Great first buck. Come here to the Frank Church. You hike your ass off. Today we did a little hiking with rifles, but now we're going to do some hiking with deer on our back on the way out.
And hiking in the dark too, which was interesting. So that was great. Coming up here, pitch dark, watching the sun come up. Seeing these guys come out of there from sleeping. So it was great. Yeah, and once you just got to stop and look around where we are and go, man, this is great.
All right, well, let's take care of this boy and get him out of here.
Let's do it.
Back to camp, maybe have a drink of whiskey.
Okay, I'm in.
All right. Oh, God.
Troy, you've had a couple minutes to reflect. Think about all the preparation you put in, all the effort to get to Idaho, all the energy to get to the top of the mountain, and then this morning, you see this buck. Tell me what's going through your mind.
That this was great. Everything was worth it. And now it's going to be the other stuff that I've never done. We're gonna field dress this deer, and we're going to pack it out of this valley, which is going to be something. So that is what is going through my mind right now is 2 things. Well, 3 things. Glad I shot him. Very glad I found him. That took a little time. And now this is going to be an interesting process to pack out the quarters and the head and do it. So we'll talk again, I'm sure, on the hill with the quarters on our back and a head and down at camp.
I'm tired as hell. That was a steep hill. We're not even close to trail yet.
Let's see, how far are we from where you got your deer?
I don't know.
About 200 yards.
200 yards.
How far are we from camp?
4 miles. 4 miles. And this feels like 85 pounds back here. I'm glad I was packing around cement this summer for a little bit to get ready, but
What all do you have on your back?
what all do I have on my back?
Where's your hindquarters?
Oh, my partners, Jason and Pat, have the hindquarters.
Where's another front shoulder?
One of you guys has it, and somebody, I've got a head, I've got miscellaneous meat, and I got a hind.
I'm just having fun with you, buddy.
I know, I know. But I gotta tell you, keeps you in the moment. That was brutal.
How you feeling?
Oh my God. I'm so glad to be back. That was a brutal 4 miles to get back here. And that last part, basically straight down. And my shoulders are killing me now. And my feet are hurting. But that's what you got. But we got an animal, we got a deer. So feel thrilled about that. But I'm just whipped. I'm just whipped.
You know, so one thing that really gets me about this whole trip and how great it's been is I've never hunted before. I've thought about it and I've wanted to, and I was always saying I'd like to do that. And when this opportunity came up, I said I have to do this, because if I don't do it, I may not ever do it again. And one thing that I have absolutely loved and didn't really expect is the absolute generosity of spirit I saw in all the other hunters. When I got my first buck, everybody that I approached and talked to, that came up to me, somebody coming down the mountain with the buck's head, and in camp, their eyes just lit up, and you could see them reliving their first buck too, and their excitement for me. I took it as absolute genuine, and everybody seemed to wish me such goodwill, and it's just been great. Just everybody has been so encouraging and so cool. I couldn't have asked for a better experience.
Yeah,
How's your battery?
I don't know.
Did you bring extras?
No, fuck. That would be thinking ahead.